Good morning. How are you today? A little nippy out today, cold, but the sunlight helps, and the wind chill is warm. The wind's coming from the south. You always think of the wind chill as making it colder, but sometimes it makes it warmer by a few degrees, and you can feel it walking. I have gotten all sorts of feedback about the lies Republicans tell and what we can do about it. Of course, we're talking about a couple of things. In the law, the question with the impending impeachment trial in the Senate is, you can try and impeach a president who's out of office for purposes principally of doing justice, holding him accountable, but most importantly, if it seems to merit it, that is inciting to riot, barring him from running for office again, having proven to the nation and the world that this man is not deserving of any public trust, doesn't know how to handle it. And so, I was asked about this. There was comments, so to speak, online, and I think if I had the chance and was the talking head, or if I had asked it, I would say things like, do you think that you can argue anything even though you know the law and the facts are false that you're arguing to get a president off? Now, I do not believe that that's the role of a lawyer. In fact, I believe that most judges, maybe all of them, would say if I got up in court and said something that was untrue, I would at least be reprimanded, if not worse. And we did see that when Trump was wandering around with his minions trying to attack the election. And on occasion, particularly in Pennsylvania, the lawyers were asked, Rudy Giuliani was the person answering, is there fraud here? And he said no, although outside the courtroom they were saying that. So they're saying things outside they knew to be untrue that they felt they didn't dare say in a courtroom. Kind of interesting how they draw those lines. But this problem about false facts and wrong law has been with us forever. It's interesting that, when Jefferson was a candidate and the platforms were newspapers, often the candidates themselves would buy, he was accused of sleeping with a slave and of being an atheist. Now, I don't know if he was an atheist or an agnostic. He did publish his version of the New Testament with the miracles removed. And so I don't know if he thought of Jesus as only a good man or as a divine savior. But we do know that he did have relations with a slave, and a family came from that. So the question then becomes, how do you know what's true to circumscribe its publication? And that's no small problem. That's a big problem. We often hear people saying that not all speech is protected, and that's true. And the example they give is yelling fire in a crowded, movie house or something like that. But what if there really is a fire, and you shout fire, and some people get hurt? Is that permissible? I think it is. So if it's true and it's beneficial, meaning it causes no injury, is that okay? Well, what if it's false and causes no injury? For example, if I called Trump a liar and he told the truth on the occasion that was at dispute, was there any injury to his reputation, since we all know what a liar he is? So this is a problem that's with us and has always been with us, and the First Amendment believes in a robust exchange of views by which the people find out what is true. But the kind of propaganda we now have the technological ability to circulate presents new and difficult problems. Most of these social media platforms are protected by Section 230 of the Communications Act. And I've been thinking about this because it's a problem, which is basically if, say, Twitter is a platform and it hosts it, And it's not responsible for the publication itself of what goes out, meaning it doesn't improve or change the content. It stands back and lets the content out. Should they be liable? And this law protected basically the internet, social media, and other platforms that merely host material that they do not provide themselves. They do not provide the content. But what about them taking down things? Well, the law also provides that you can take down things in good faith. So there's that. And if we remove the act, then who would be in charge? Would the content, not the content, but would the hosters, the people making available this electronic platform, what if out of an abundance of caution so they couldn't be sued, they started taking down all manner of things? So that's the problem about the law trying to regulate speech, including false speech, including damaging speech. So the answer appears to be something like, that's what our libel laws are for. That's what defamation is about. That if somebody makes a statement online which is untrue and does or doesn't cause an injury, it's actionable. And there are certain categories that are considered per se actionable. You know, if I accuse you of a crime and you haven't committed it, that's considered to have damages whether or not you can prove any. So if I question your moral integrity, that probably as well, per se, meaning just the allegation itself is enough to be acted upon. When Adams passed the Alien and Sedition laws, he tried to muzzle, on behalf of the Federalists, the Jeffersonians who were attacking him. And newspaper editors were in fact arrested. And a member of Congress was also, I don't know if he got in jail, but he was fined, I believe. So it's one of the reasons Adams lost, because of the big argument about what to do about France and how allied should we be. And Napoleon kind of settled that whole mess. And because of better relations with France, because of how we handle France and the war, and didn't get involved in the war, that helped Jefferson get the Louisiana Purchase. But back to the main theme. The main theme is, so how do we deal with it in America? And I think we don't shy away from the public forum in which we engage in the truth. At least that's the side that I prefer to be on. And in the impeachment, the truth is with us. And people who shy away and talk about making it short or brief or ducking it in some way or other, they are not Americans. They are not patriots. And I can't tell whether they're Democrats or autocrats, because free speech was the First Amendment, because it is the one thing that allows us to regulate ourselves according to the facts and the law and the rules and good judgment. So that's interesting. I hadn't thought about what I was going to talk about, but I think that's a pretty fair statement of where we stand. So I hope you get out. It may have a nip, but it's beautiful out. All the best. Talk to you tomorrow, the first day of the impeachment trial. Bye-bye.